All right. Hello, everyone. It is March 7th, 2025, and I'm back again with another episode review of Beyond the Gates, which definitely ended with some entertaining cliffhangers. And I'm so glad that this week we finally received the preview of what's to come next week. I also want to start off by saying thank you for all the support on my first review video of episode 9. I appreciate the views and likes and new subscribers. So definitely don't be afraid to hit the like button on this video for more to come, and subscribe for future reviews on Beyond the Gates. And I plan on doing reviews on the Oval. I know there are two different type of shows because the Oval is a hot mess show, Tyler Perry's writing, but it's still entertaining. So I shall incorporate that on this channel. But yeah, let me just do a brief review of today's episode. So, we start off with Kat still interrogating Eva, and she's not giving up. And she's still relentless, and she still comes off like a pretentious brat, which, her mother, Dr. Nicole, did check her on in front of, Shanice, the trainer for Ashley. And, I think Nicole was just tired of Kat's attitude. And I actually was glad she did that. Um, I know I'm pretty in Kat's age group, but, she definitely, Nicole definitely had a real parent moment with schooling her daughter. And, I can relate to that with my mom and even my dad. When you're out of line and you come off rude and, your parents didn't raise you that way, it leaves a sour taste in their mouth. And it's almost like they created a monster and didn't know it. Because Dr. Nicole did acknowledge that, because of the lifestyle her and Dr. Ted have been able to create, the bratty attitude comes with it. But, she doesn't like that. And, it's not that Kat is wrong about her intuition, because as we see as viewers, Kat is right. But if I was there and I wasn't a viewer, I would look at Kat sideways. Like, she's coming off pretentious and judgmental and just rude. And it doesn't make her parents look good at all. So make Kat finally learn to change up her strategy next week and come off more demure and more passive-aggressive savvy. They tend to do that in those circles. More passive-aggressive, smile in your face, but really they're just trying to get dirt on you, right? So I'm glad, Chelsea also set her straight and gave her some advice. And, of course, because that was her cousin and they're close, she took it more. But speaking of Chelsea, it was interesting how, she had that swinger situation and she told Kat that's her. So as viewers, I guess that is Kat's choice of lifestyle. Chelsea's lifestyle. Again, looks are deceiving, and you probably wouldn't associate that with Chelsea. I just thought she was doing her, or maybe she was just into drinking, or I think someone said they saw her do coke or something. But yeah, that was a interesting revelation. But at least she's honest with herself. But I do think she needs to be careful because she is a public figure, and doing such darker activities, people could out her, and that might bring shame to her and her family. So I think there's more bubbling under in the future. But I'm just glad she talked to Kat and brought her down to earth a bit. What else? I did like that Ted talked to Eva, and he really was checking in with her, seeing how she's doing. And of course, because Ted doesn't know that Eva has her own agenda with the help of Dana slash Leslie. Um, he doesn't know that agenda yet until, as we saw at the end of the episode. But, that was nice of him to check in with her and say, you're more than welcome here. Basically, don't let Kat make you feel less than. And so I think Nicole and Ted did a great job with that. Let's see. Danny, I think, is finally realizing that her marriage is over, which is refreshing. Even though it seemed like her family was a little hesitant with her speech because they just know Danny. I think she's finally accepting that their marriage is over. So it's really nice to see a different pace from Danny compared to, she's been on 100 and now she's trying to come down to 50, I guess. But I did love the scene with the family dancing and they're doing a little catwalk and, of course, Miss Anita, she tried to do a little walk, but it wasn't her, but she's still fly, and I love the silver hair on her. And of course, Vernon, he's going to tell his wife she still got it, and I thought that was sweet. And it was really nice to see Anita and Vernon back. I did miss them, I think they were out for 2 episodes, so it was really nice, because I do think they bring groundedness to the show, so I'm very happy that they came back for this episode. Let's see what else. Doug. I think for me, the most interesting storyline of this episode was actually Doug's. And Doug is Vanessa's husband. But I believe the man is named Joey, and he just reminds me of like an Italian mafia type of man. Obviously, I think he runs a casino, so there's truth to that. And he paid off Doug's debt. Now, in the back of my mind, I was like, he's going to have to do something because he didn't just do that just to be a good Samaritan. So he paid off his debt. And then in the following scene, we see he talks to Randy. And he tells Randy, basically, Doug is a mark. And he's just trying to get him in a digger hole. So basically, they never see him again. So I was like, oh, wow. Okay, so they have a plan. Randy is trying to come back at Doug. So this is going to be a very interesting plan that they're going to execute. So Doug needs to watch his back and not get too comfortable with his debt being paid off. We also saw Vanessa, and her and Diego are still hooking up, and I don't know how long this is going to last. I don't think it's going to last long, but Doug doesn't care about that because he cares about his gambling lifestyle. So he could care less. As we saw in the last episode, he's not attentive to his wife. So they have I don't know if I'm going to say they have an open marriage, but I do think they're free to do what they want, and they have 2 separate lives. Let's see, now that we're narrowing down. So towards the end, we see Eva and Leslie talking to each other. And once I saw Leslie, I was like, oh no, what is she doing here? And, looks like, I guess Dana, but Leslie to the public, had her own plan. And she basically faked like she was about to commit suicide on the rooftop. And of course, she insisted that only Nicole can help her. And we get that cliffhanger of Nicole going up and Leslie slowly turning her face around and seeing, Dr. Nicole. And unfortunately, we couldn't get a good glance of Nicole acknowledging her, like she knows Dana. But in the following scene, which the preview of next week, which I'm so glad we finally have a preview, Dr. Ted basically threatens Dana and tells her, hey, don't come for my wife again. So I'm assuming he knows her, if we're going by that. He knows her, and she's tried to antagonize them before. So this is going to be interesting. And then we also see Vernon talking to Martin and basically telling Martin, you're insane for trying to run for president with your secret, which I do agree. Like, they're trying to cover you up and you're trying to run for president. That leaves room for more skeletons of your past to come out. So I don't think it's a good idea either. So next week shall be interesting.